morning, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Rundown with Shannon Robnett. Today, I've got Noah on the show. Noah, say hi to everybody.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
So Noah is a 23-year-old native from Arkansas who happened to get involved with life insurance and now does online leads for real estate investors. That's not exactly a straightforward path, Noah. How did you wind up getting into that mess?
No, so yeah, it's definitely not a straightforward path. It's definitely not one that I had personally expected to happen. But the way it worked is when I first got into life insurance, I didn't have anybody to help me. I didn't have a mentor or anything. I was basically just given my license, my course. So I went ahead and got my license. And after that, it was just like, go sell insurance. And so I really didn't know what to do. And especially with prospecting, I had no idea about how to prospect. I really had to do anything. So but I'm young, and so I figured Facebook would probably be my go-to. So I started doing my own ads, my own marketing for myself. I was okay at it, and then I steadily got better. And then once I started getting better, I did a couple courses, to try to learn a little bit more about it. And I was still, like I said, this is the only way I was producing my leads. So this is the only way I was making any money. And
so you're 21 years old at this time, 22 years old. You have no credibility, right? I mean, you don't know anything about insurance. You didn't need any. And you're trying to convince people with no mentorship, with no being able to introduce them to the boss ahead of you. One, hey, let me introduce you to John. John's got all the experience and he can explain it to you. You got nothing. You got no street credit. You got a great beard, but no street credit.
That's all I got running.
And so you developed all of your leads through Facebook, through social media. What kind of volume did you start out doing in your first 60 days?
So when I first started, it was pretty rough on me. Like I might have produced 5 leads or so, in a week. So, 5 leads a week in a month, I might be running 20, 25 leads. Which is what most top tier agents are running every couple of days, in the life insurance business anyways. So, and I learned.
When you say that top insurance agents are generating 25 leads a day or every couple of days, so 10 leads a day, is that through regular networking?
So that would be like usually the top insurance agents are running like 40 to 50 leads a week. And that's usually a mixture of Facebook leads and direct mail leads.
Okay. So a couple things they got going for them. They've got some street credit. They've got some credibility. They've got a book of business. They've also got some funds to throw at a lot more Facebook ads than you could buy. And they also have probably half of that mix coming in from people they've met or their mother's sister's cousin's friend. You did not have any of that to draw off of.
No, I didn't have anything. And especially like being from a small town in Arkansas, like if people don't know you, they're not going to buy anything from you. I mean, that's just the way it is down here.
So why did you stay with it?
Well, I'm actually a competitive trap shooter. So I've traveled all over the country shooting trap. And I noticed the guys that were driving the nicest vehicles and had the nicest, either real estate people or they were life insurance agents. And so I just told myself, like, if they can do it, I can do it. So I'm just going to keep doing it, until it works, which, could have been
that gumption, a lot of perseverance, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a lot of, where I come from. If I had to quit anything when I was younger, I'd have just gotten beat for it. So, that in the back of my head. Oh, yeah. That in the back of my head the whole time, Like you said, I was like, I didn't have the funding to do this. So whenever I would get leads and then whenever I would sell them, basically the commission that I get off that would go straight back into the marketing. So it would go back into was doing it wrong. And that's a lot of things. That's one thing that a lot of people get wrong about Facebook advertising is you can spend a lot of money and do it completely wrong, and it's never going to generate anything good.
Yeah.
Whereas you can spend a little money doing it right, and it can generate a big result for you.
So you just figured that out by trial and error. You spent your money doing research. You went to Facebook 101, followed up by 102. You took the advanced course on Facebook 303, how to spend your money inappropriately. You've got all the classes, you've got all the credentials. What was the thing that you figured out without giving away your secret sauce, what was the thing that you figured out that really started you headed down the right road with your advertising dollars spend?
Yeah, so the biggest thing to me wasn't like when I first started, I was so focused on having a huge offer to give people, right? So in life insurance, it was, either a no exam, policy. You could get an exam same day, or you could get the policy issued same day. And I was so focused on having a really good picture on the ad and then having really good wording. When in reality, those things are important, but targeting is far more important to me than anything. Like you can have the most beautiful ad you've ever seen, but if it's not targeted correctly, it's not going to do anything.
Now,
And so I realized,
when you say targeted, how do you go about selecting who you target and why?
well, it just depends on the niche, right? So like for me in life insurance, when I'm targeting people, I was selling final expense policies, which is, typically ages 55 and up. So I narrowed down my audience there by age. And then for life insurance, it's not generally a gender specific type of policy. So I would target, men and women. And then I would go through and tag interest in the targets too. So I might have a reach of, 500,000 people maybe. But then when I start narrowing down their interest, like what they have shown interest on Facebook in, that pool is going to shrink down a lot. And in Facebook advertising, for me, the smaller the pool that I can get, far better results I'm going to get from it.
Explain that. What do you mean by that? If you instead of reaching out and putting your ad in front of 500,000 people, you're saying you want to put your ad in front of 5,000 people, and that's better?
Well, not that, maybe not 5,000, but like for my personal ads that I run now for my business, I usually look for a reach of about 70,000 people versus, 500,000, even if it's a nationwide campaign.
Why so narrow?
So that will bring down your cost per lead or your cost per result. I typically run ads on Facebook with the goal of lead generation. So for me, if I'm putting the ad in front of 70,000 people that I know are interested in it, or at least have shown interest in the past couple of weeks, those people are far more likely to to click on the ad and then put in their info versus 500,000 people when actually the target area of people that are interested is only 70,000. You see what I'm saying?
So what you're saying is if you're dialing down in the right areas and you're identifying who in that area is looking for that product or has looked for that, it's better to have your ad dollars go more directly. Now, let me ask you this. Does Facebook break those ads? Do they charge you by the person that they put it in front of? So if you go in front of 500,000 people, you pay for that versus going in front of 70,000, you would pay 3 times less?
Yeah, so the way Facebook charges for my ads, I do a charge per reach. And so what that means is reach is how many people the ad gets in front of. Now there's reach and then there's impressions on Facebook too. So impressions means how many times the same person is going to see your ad. And typically like for my campaigns, I usually keep that between 1 and then 1.2. So my ads generally run like 1.15 is typically the impression rate, which means the person's going to see it, one time and then they might see it, another time. But the reach is basically what you're paying for. So that's where your ad spend goes to. Now it will give you a cost per result. But that's mainly a statistic with Facebook. It doesn't really, like you're not actually paying $15 for a lead. But for every $15 that goes into your reach, you are generating a lead.
So you figured this out.
Right.
Then once you thought you were okay at it,
Mm-hmm.
you decided to take some classes. Why didn't you take the classes first?
Since I was in the life insurance game, my whole idea was to make enough money from the leads that I was generating myself to go ahead and buy like direct mail leads or, other Facebook leads, because I always figured that theirs have to be way better than mine. And so when I figured out that, hey, my leads are actually pretty good quality, I figured, this might be something that I can help other insurance agents with, especially young ones, because of where I was working at the time, there was a lot of young people coming in that were starving. And it was just like me, basically. They didn't have anything. And so I wanted to basically just get better so I could try to help them out. And then it kind of just grew and expanded from there.
It kind of sounds like we're a homemade pharmacy here, whipping up our own mix. When you say that,
Yeah.
your quality was as good as Facebook's. Is, ooh, we got some good quality here, Noah. But
Right.
The thing is, you've kind of found this by yourself, and
Yeah.
in that, now what are you getting for your life insurance leads on a weekly basis?
So, and I don't run any more life insurance campaigns for myself, just because I'm full time doing lead generation now. But the last campaign that I ran was for a guy in Louisiana, and he targeted a few counties in southern Arkansas and northwestern Louisiana. And we generated 26 leads for him in 5 days, and his cost per lead was $1.82.
So basically, from where you started to where you are now, you're generating 5 times more leads.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the quality is even better too. So
you're getting premium Colombian leads, boys and girls.
Yeah, I'm telling you, best thing since sliced bread.
These are Charlie Sheen leads, man. These are Warlock style.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So Noah, you just mentioned that you're not in life insurance anymore?
Right. Yeah. So I still have my licenses and stuff, but for right now, I'm just focusing full time on helping investors, helping real estate investors.
So how'd you make the jump from,
like you said in the beginning,
how'd you make the jump from you're a life insurance agent to helping life insurance agents to now helping real estate agents or real estate investors?
Yeah, so that's a huge gap, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Nobody would think that would happen. So, like we were talking about, when I started getting good at the marketing thing, and I started helping out a few agents, I went ahead and found a guy out of Texas that I wanted to partner with, and so I invested with him and a lot of other people, and they all helped me tremendously. And they basically showed me the way I was doing things was like a redneck version of the right way to do it. I had basically just been doing it, shooting from the hip. So they really took me under their wing, and they've taught me a ton. And the big thing that they work with is real estate investors. And so I thought, that's a pretty cool niche and everything. So I started researching it and doing things like that. And believe it or not, I actually had an Arkansas native real estate investor reach out to me and ask me, I heard you're doing this, you're doing lead generation. Do you think you can generate leads, like seller leads, for a real estate investor? And I was like, well, actually, I probably can. So I talked with my partners and everything, and they had an ad for me that I could run to try. So I did it, made a few tweaks to it, and we got amazing results with that one. Out of a 10-day campaign, we got it was 18 leads, and the cost was right at, I believe, $12.
You started out fresh with this real estate investor, and what did your ad say?
So the ad is really targeting, like I said, sellers. So it's going to generate seller leads. So people that are wanting to get rid of their home, and it's really, the big offer is a cash offer. And I was kind of skeptical about that for the times that we're in right now. I figured people wouldn't really want to get rid of their homes just because you never know what's going to happen. First day, we launched it at, it was like 10 a.m. when we launched it. And she had already booked an appointment with the first one, and she actually bought that property this past week. So it was fast.
So she started with you on a Monday.
Yeah.
And 10 days later, she's already closed on the first property. And
she closed on the very first lead she got, and then I believe she bought another one. I've been talking with her. I know yesterday she ran 3 different appointments with my leads, and she was trying to buy one of the properties this past Saturday. I'm not sure if she got the deal done or not, but I know that there were 2 or 3 properties that she had prices on wanting to buy, and she bought one. So
you're talking about, this was an investor, so she is buying with the intention. What is her strategy? Is she a buy and hold? Is she a fix and flip? What is?
Yeah. Well, she does kind of a little bit of everything. So with the lower homes, you know, the cheaper homes, like $40,000 to $50,000 homes that she can buy, she's going to flip those.
Right.
Now, about halfway through the game, she wanted to start targeting people with nice homes, you know, a middle to upper income home. And with those, I believe she's buying and holding those and then reselling them, you know, at a certain time. We were looking at where homes to flip. And then that changed when I started running tests, split tests, which is basically it's telling Facebook to go ahead and decide which ad is running better and decide what wording works the best. And then once the test is going, it will, once the test is going, it will actually bring your cost per lead down. So for her, the ad that worked the best was the one advertising a nicer home, which surprised me. I didn't think that would work as well. But yeah, she got a lot of appointments and properties out of that one.
Just to recap here, I'm having a hard time believing this. Not believing it. That's not the word. That is not the word.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what I want to get across here. I mean, life insurance is one thing, right? Because I mean, everybody needs some, but not everybody wants to buy some. But if you're looking to buy some, you're not looking to spend 50 grand. You're not looking to spend 100 grand.
Yeah.
You're talking about a $50, $60 a month purchase. You know, you're not talking big money here. So your pool of people is going to be much broader for a life insurance product. But what you were able to do is now did this young lady, did she have a social presence?
So she had been investing for quite a while. I believe she'd been investing for, and I don't want to lie to you, I think it was 10 to 15 years, something like that. So she's been in the game for a while. But also the thing that really surprised me was her target audience was just a few counties in Arkansas. It wasn't very many. And Arkansas is not a very big place. And especially the counties that she was going at weren't really just the heaviest populated areas. So I really didn't expect I expected to get really good results, but I did not expect it to be that fast, you know, and to be of that quantity.
So you were able to generate 18 leads in 10 days, and they were of enough quality that she closed on 2 of them.
Yeah, I believe she's closed on 2 of them. I know one of them, she told me she was buying it. She texted me before she went and said she's buying it. And then the other one, she had planned on going to the property to kind of negotiate with them. And then I know she's got appointments to do the same thing with a few others too. So she's gotten, like, it's been really good for her.
I'm just trying to figure out how much money does this young lady need to have behind her if she's using new ads, because she's 2 properties a week. I don't know too many people that are buy that many.
Right. Yeah.
That is pretty phenomenal, Noah.
Yeah. The cool thing about it was, you know, when after the 10 days was said and done, I believe she had spent, it was somewhere around $240, something like that, on the Facebook ad spend, and she had gotten 2 properties out of it. So
2 properties
that's a pretty,
out of how much ad spend?
It was about $240.
What is it that, I mean, so you're dialing down, you're figuring out your market, your demographic, you're getting into it, but what is it that's getting people to react? I mean, your cash offer, but I mean, is that really all you need, is to have a properly focused wording?
I mean, it makes a big difference. And then also, like, having something that people can relate to in the ad itself is huge. So, like, all the time when I was selling insurance, I would see ads on Facebook about, like, it was a final expense ad, and like to, you know, middle to lower income people. And on the ads, I would see people with, like, huge houses in the background, you know, and you know, all these, like, Gucci clothes and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, the people that we're selling to, they don't have anything like that, and so the people that we're targeting don't have anything like that either. Right. And so, like, when I was building this ad, I really went after, like, areas that people that were targeted would live in, you know, a home that people would live in that was lower to middle income. And then for the split test, I ran an ad that was for an image that, you know, most middle or upper income people would live in. And so when people see that, I think they think that, you know, hey, my house looks like that, or maybe it even looks a little bit worse than that. And I can still get a cash offer for it. So I might as well see what it's about.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. You'd want to put a Ferrari in it if you were looking for a,
Yeah,
an employment offer because you want people to
yeah,
think that you're going to pay them a lot.
right.
But if you are trying to sell insurance and you got a big house and a nice car and all that, it would tend to tell me that not only do you need to have a lot of money, you probably got to
Yeah,
have some Grey Poupon to go with that.
shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, it's just contradicting everything that you're going after.
And so if someone comes to you and has you design a campaign, now you're in Louisiana and you're in the Arkansas market and you're dedicated to that area as far as your demographic or your geographic
Yeah,
location. Would you have
yeah.
a problem doing that for somebody in Ohio or Washington or New Mexico?
Yeah, absolutely not. I actually had a meeting last night with a guy who's like at 9 o'clock last night, and he's from Louisville, Kentucky, and he's got to talk with his partners and everything. But I believe we're going to build a campaign for him, and he only wants to target one specific county, and then so what I do with like that case plus 20 miles around it, that
Wow.
usually gets pretty good results. So yeah, I mean, we like some of my partner with. Like they have people in Colombia that are investing in real estate, and I mean it's just you can pretty much go anywhere with it.
Columbia, like you really are getting some Colombian bam bam.
Yeah,
Oh man, Noah, I don't know. With a last name like White, I don't know how much of this is fictitious or how much Colombian White you're selling.
yeah, I'm telling you.
Well, we'll try and keep the drugs out of it because I know your mama might watch this. But so Noah, what
Yeah,
do,
that'd be
what does something like this cost? I mean, you're talking about the ad spend, and I get that the ad spend for a real estate agent or an investor versus the ad spend for somebody else for you know life insurance might be different. But what are the other costs that are involved with what's going on? I mean, not just the ad spend, right? You don't donate your time.
yeah. So the only costs that are involved with it, so like you said, Facebook. It is. I don't like to be a middleman in that because businesses can use that as a tax write-off too, just like they. So the way we basically charge people, it's different for everybody wanting out of what we're going to give them. Right. So like for life insurance, I know typically what the average commission is going to be on a final expense policy. So I know how much they're going to make out of X amount of leads. And so like all of that goes into it. But yeah, like I said, it's basically just different for everybody. That's why I do a consultation with everybody beforehand. Like I don't
Okay.
let just anybody, send me something and say build an ad, and then I'm going to send you money. I always do, a 15, 20-minute consultation. That's free. That doesn't cost anything. And then that just kind of lets me see, basically, it lets me build a blueprint for how we're going to go about, generating new business and then where you're wanting your business to go.
So Noah, let's talk about that. You and I spoke a little bit yesterday, and you
Yeah.
understand what I do. I'm a realtor in the sense that we buy the property, we develop the property, we build the property, we do the property management on the property, and we're looking for investors. We're looking for people that are looking
Yeah.
for a return on their money. How would you go about building an ad for me in Idaho based on what you've shared with us so far?
Yeah. So if I was building an ad for you, I would, number one, it would not be a lead generation type of ad, what I would call a traffic campaign, and then I would eventually convert it to a conversion campaign. So the reason being is because you already have your page, your page that you're wanting people to kind of funnel towards. And so what I would do with that is build a campaign that is targeted, towards people that are, of a specific income, probably is probably how I go about it. And then a certain age group too, because, there's a certain age group where people are ready to start having their money make more money. It seems to me anyways.
Yeah.
And so I would definitely target, a specific age group and then a specific income as much as Facebook would let me. And then what the traffic campaign will do is it will bring as many people to that ad as possible in your area. Or if you wanted to, market it nationwide, it can do that too. And then what that will do is that will funnel people to your page. And then there's a process that we go through it's called installing a Facebook pixel. And it basically, Facebook will track how many of Facebook users go to your page from the Facebook ad that we generate. And then after so many times of people doing that, we can actually change the ad from a traffic campaign to a conversion campaign. And that will allow us to target those people that have clicked on the ad and that are going to your website and that are actually, investing in your properties. It will start targeting people that share common interests with those people. So that's a really good way to market something like that.
So are you saying that the ad learns from
yes, it
people
absolutely
that come
does.
in?
Yeah. So Facebook actually implemented, it's a phase during the ad's lifetime, and it's called the learning phase. And it actually takes a while. So Facebook will let you, it'll be in the learning phase until you reach 25 or 50 leads, something like that. And then once it hits that, it's going to start narrowing down your target, if you want it to, of course. But it's going to start narrowing down your target to share common interests with the leads you've already generated. And all that will do is bring your cost per lead down. And so it will put your budget to more people that are really highly likely to, fill out the ad.
That's incredible. And you've figured this out between you and your partners and a couple of classes.
Right. Absolutely.
That's amazing. Now, do you do LinkedIn? Do you do Instagram? Do you deal with any of that? Or are you just primarily on Facebook?
Yeah. So I have just about everything. My LinkedIn page is just Noah White, I believe. And then my Instagram, I have an Instagram for my business page. It's my business is called Razor Digital Consulting. And then I have the same thing for my Facebook. I have a personal page and then my business page as well.
So Razor Digital Consulting on Instagram, Noah White on LinkedIn, and I found you at Noah White on Facebook. So,
right.
Well, Noah, man, what a lot of information to digest. Now, if they're going to find you, they're going to go to Razor Digital Consulting. That's going to let them find you, correct?
Yeah, so that's our website, and the website is razordigitalconsulting.com, and they can actually go there and fill in their info. They can go to a contact us page, fill in their info, and then that will send it to me, and then I'll be in contact almost immediately. So, okay. And there's a call now option, I believe. So, and that kind of gives you an idea of.
And if they put in there in the comments that they found you on the Real Estate Rundown, you're going to give them a free consultation. Is that right?
Right. Yeah. So a free 20-minute consultation, okay. And then we'll negotiate the pricing and everything if they come from this.
All right. Well, Noah, I really appreciate your time today, and I really appreciate you taking the time to speak to our listeners about what it is you do, how you're able to generate the real estate leads there. And ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you for joining us here on the Real Estate Rundown. I hope you got a lot out of it. Have a great day.